everyone, welcome to my channel, Everything Spice. My name is Tanya. I know it's been a month since I've seen you and I have missed you out there in YouTube land. I have missed you, but I'll tell you, I have another channel that I focus on, so I apologize if I haven't worked on this one, and I've been busy working. So with that in mind, today on Everything Spice, we are going to make Chourico meat roast. Now, a Chourico meat roast was something that my mom would make, and we would buy the Chourico meat at the Portuguese store in our area. But since I don't have Chourico meat, because everything's so expensive these days, I'm going to do a version of it. So this can be a version that any of you out there in YouTube land could make in your own kitchen, even if you don't have Chourico in your area. Now, what I'm using is a family pack that I got today of pork chops, and these are boneless pork chops, family pack of boneless pork chops. I got 2 packages of that. Now the difference is, and you can get this shipped too if you need to, this is a Michael's Portuguese style marinade, and you might be able to get the recipe online of a Portuguese style marinade. You know, it looks like it's got some paprika in here, some spice, maybe red pepper flakes in here as well. And yeah, you could use wine, vino, whatever you want to use to add to this marinade or marinade. Yes, I love saying marinade. It just sounds so cool. So what I'm going to do is put the pork chops into a baggie. Now I have not just, let me roll up my sleeves, baby. Now I have more than just pork chops that are going to go into this roast, but I'm going to marinate with this beautifulness from Michael's. I'm going to marinate my pork chops first. You can marinate whatever meat you want. You don't have to use pork chops if you have an aversion to pork. I'm also using Chourico in this roast, chicken in this roast, so it's more than just one meat. But the marinade is going to be with this. Now the baggies are great. You only have to do like 30 minutes if you're in a hurry. I got the oven preheated at 350. I'm setting up my pan, my big pan. I'm going to use potatoes as well for this roast because I think it's really delicious. It's going to last a long time in my refrigerator. It's not going to last a long time in my refrigerator, but it can last a long time when you think about it if you're making a bunch of food. Now, I always make like there's a party going on when there isn't. I always cook like there's 12 people when there's only the 5 of us, but whatever. It is what it is. Now, what I'm going to do is take my gloves off for now and use the marinade. And this marinade is just so good. Let me smell it. So fragrant. Ooh, yeah. Tastes delicious. Looks fantastico. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. And this is what's going to make this like a Chourico meat. Because what is Chourico? Chourico is pork, right? It's a smoked pork, so it's a little different than this, where this is fresh, it's not smoked, but it's going to have that quality, that Chourico-esque-ness that I'm looking for. Now, a half hour, make sure you massage your meats, keep it to the side, right? Half hour is all you need, and when I come back on the other side, we are going to make a Chourico meat roast. This is going to turn from pork chops to fabulousness, baby. The only difference I would say probably is the texture, right? Chourico meat is a thicker cut of meat than this. Clearly it's presented differently than pork chops, but if you don't have Chourico in your area, this is a great way to make Chourico into a roast. So it's the Portuguese marinade, pork chops, Ziploc, or a freezer bag of your choice. Join me on the other side, man. We're making Chourico meat roast today on Everything Spice. I love yous. I've missed you. And I'm here today. Join me on the other side. All right, so what I've done here is I got all the onions set up, okay? I have this pan ready and sprayed. This is my big pan, and I got potatoes in here, like about 5 or 6 potatoes that I have peeled. And if they're small, you leave them small. If they're big, you cut them in half, okay? So what I'm gonna do with the potatoes to season them is I'm gonna add some oil, and I have a Portuguese oil. You can use whatever oil you have in your house, but I'm gonna put oil on here. And then one hand uses the oil, you know, one hand clean, one hand dirty, that type of thing. And then saltish, pepperish, that type of thing. And there we go. Use a towel so you don't touch it with your hands. And use the salt, reaches in. Just a little bit of salt, and I'm going to put some salt on that as well, on my chickens. And roll it in. Roll it in. And then that's great. Now, I have onions here that I have chopped up, peeled, chopped, well not chopped, but peeled and skinned. So I'm just going to, you know, no fanciness here, no fanciness necessary. Yeah, excuse the sound, it's glass. And then I'm just going to cut it in, okay? Now, I also have this, so take out the core, and then just slice it across, okay? And that's how I'm going to do this. The next thing I have here is the chicken. And what I have here is, you know, cheap enough. Throw them in. We're going to put the marinade is going to make all the difference. Pepper is the spice. I had some salt as well. Yeah, we don't need that. Get rid of that. Next, what we have here is the chorizo or chorizo, whatever you want to call it. And get rid of this glove and use this hand. And you just big chunks because it's going to take a little bit in the oven. You don't want to cut them too small because then they will dry out fast. And this is chorizo, linguiça, whatever you have in your area. If you don't have this, you could do andouille. It's up to you, but it's not necessarily going to be a Chourico meat roast, just so you know. All right, so the next thing I got to do here is I'm putting in my pork chops that I've had marinating for a half hour. And all the juices. Now, you could do this 24 hours in advance, but look at how beautiful. And that's just, look at how beautiful. And that's just a half hour in the marinade. And then you just place it all around, you know, that type of thing. Put it here, here a roast, there a roast, everywhere roast. And this is going to make such a flavorful pork dinner that your family is going to be so impressed that these are just pork chops and not the actual chorizo meat. But you can call it chorizo meat if you want to. I'm not going to say anything. I won't say nothing if you don't say nothing. It'll be our little secret, my friends. And then the whole marinade goes in with a little bit of wine. And that's going to give it that gorgeous color, baby. Okay, you don't have to put all of the marinade if you don't want to. Just enough to give it that gorgeous color. And I'm not going to use all of it, my friends. I think I have a piece that wanted to get away. You're not getting away today, baby. Okay, and that's it for that. And I'm going to use my hands, get my hands in there, as long as they're clean. But in this case, they're not. But it doesn't matter because, let me show you a little bit. Just get in here and put it all in, baby. And all of that marinade is going to seep into the chicken, into the pork, and flavor this meal like nobody's business. The only other thing I'm going to add to is garlic, because I want to put some fresh garlic in here. It's not going to be at a high temperature to burn anyways, but this roast is going to cook for a few hours. You could also hold this overnight if you wanted to and cook it up in the morning. Low and slow if you wanted to, at a slower oven, 300 for like, 5 or 6 hours if you wanted to do that. But we're not going to do that. I might add a little bit more marinade. Let me see. I might add just a smidge more marinade. Actually, let's just put the whole bloody thing in. What the hell? What the hell? All right, I'm going to put it in. And then that's it. All right, I'm going to cover it. After I put in my, the last thing that I gotta do is put some garlic in. And then once I put garlic in, my hands are all dirty, just like that. Just put some garlic in here. I'm also gonna add some wine to this as well. And then I'm gonna put it in there. Now you can use white wine or you can use dark wine. It just really doesn't matter. It's really personal preference at this point. And I'm just gonna add some vino, cover it up, and an hour and a half, check it until the potatoes are cooked and the chicken the juices run clear, and then that could be like 2 hours. Okay, 350. Join me on the other side for this delicious Chourico Meat Roast on everything spice, my friends. Join me. All right, here we go. Look at this brilliance. This is the roast, baby. It's my Chourico Meat Roast. And it was, what? Probably like 2 hours, 350. I turned it up to 375 to get some color on it. The potatoes are perfectly cooked. The chorizo is looking delicioso. This is brilliant. Yes, yes, yes. It's so juicy and delicious and fantastic. And I hope you enjoyed watching this episode as much as I enjoyed making it for you. And if you did, please like and subscribe. And join me next time for Everything Spice. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time you tuned in. This is so good. I can't wait. Oh my God, look at this meat. It is so beautiful. Look at this roast. It's gorgeous. Look at it. It's falling apart. That's how beautiful this is. Have a great evening, everybody. I so enjoyed making this for you. Take care, everybody. Be safe.